What's up, my people? This is James from the ImFreeProject. Let's talk about what's going on with North Carolina again, HB2, the All-Star game, and then this stupid stuff that Nickelodeon is doing to trying to influence your kids towards homosexuality. Alright, so thank you first to all my new subscribers. I thank you for tuning in to the conversation and making sure we are in tune and on the same page about what's going on in this world. It is getting crazy and crazier out here, and there's no surprise about what's happening, but it is a surprise because it's just crazy to see that people have the actual gall to go ahead and do what they're doing and then try to justify it and make it seem right, okay? But anyway, all right, so our first story today is dealing with the NBA All-Star game that has now been moved from Charlotte, North Carolina, because of the HB2 bill. How stupid is that? How ridiculous and stupid is that? So they would rather, the commissioner, the NBA, that entire organization, they would rather put people out of jobs. They would rather force women to have to use the bathroom with grown men who look like men, who want to dress as women. They would rather force all of that upon the people of North Carolina, upon the people of Charlotte, and instead of looking at this in a sensible way and saying, you know what, it makes sense to protect women. I mean, the transgender community there is, but what, that big? That big. I mean, I can snap my finger and bypass all of them. I'm telling you. But yet, they would rather satisfy them than the millions and millions of people who now are affected financially because of lost jobs, and women and children, their daughters, who want to use the bathroom in safety. That's all. That's all. And feeling safe when they go in there. Not worried that some 250-pound man who just simply decides to put on a wig and go to the bathroom at the All-Star game might be a pervert. I mean, the fact of the matter that a man putting on wigs and all that kind of stuff is a little odd and it's a little crazy and perverted within itself. But then when they justify it and then also go to the bathroom with women, you know, that person has some issues. But anyway, so they would rather just go ahead and pull out of North Carolina altogether and try to find a different location for the 2017 All-Star game. And it's really sad that Adam Silver, that's the NBA commissioner, all the quotes that I've been reading with regards to that, I mean, it really amazes me how the quote-unquote elite really justify their mindset and they really justify their thinking. And the most basic logic for everyone to be in unity and to get past this, and as opposed to satiating that little minute community, instead of trying to, you know, just please all that little small community, you'd rather upset millions. I mean, it's just completely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then when you start reading the rest of the stuff and the rest of the comments, well, keeping in mind that half the stuff that I was reading was based on liberal media's perspective. And so when you start reading it, of course, everything is anti-LGBT. Forget that it might be pro-women's safety or women's health, you know, and being able to use the bathroom in safety without the fear of a grown man coming in there dressed in women's clothing. So forget that part. You know, instead of saying pro-women, they want to say anti-LGBT. Again, when you control the words, you control the conversation. So that's what's happening right there in North Carolina. But one of the weirdest things that I just ran across the other day was, get this, Nickelodeon now has a gay, interracial, married couple cartoon on their channel geared towards kids. How stupid is that? I mean, how world? Well, it's the world. What else would I expect? But it's this crazy elite mindset of brainwashing our children to now accept homosexuality and present homosexuality just as normal as God had created the relationship between male and female. You know, so homosexuality and the practice thereof and marriage between two men or two women is just as normal. And so that's what Nickelodeon is presenting to your children. So the name of the show is called The Loud House, and it features a white man and a black guy. They are raising a son. Now, I don't know where they get the son from, because he certainly wasn't created by biological means between two men, because you just weren't designed to do that, and you will never be able to design to do that. So I don't care what science does. It wasn't meant for your body to release an egg, okay? So come on, guys, just cut it out. You're still a man, and I say that to the transgenders as well. So you always will be a man, but the show goes on to present homosexuality and the idea of two men or two women in the sense of a marriage being just as equal and just the same as a heterosexual couple, and we know that's not true. And the sad part about it is that it's geared towards children. That's the thing that gets me. When it's geared towards children, that's the thing that scares me, because then you're able to influence kids and brainwash kids. And you have to keep in mind that the majority of the media that you watch, the majority of it is already, the media is controlled by the 6 corporations anyway, and Disney being one of them. It's just completely ridiculous how they just don't care about what they will put in front of you and your children, and how to influence you into your mindset and your thinking. Because you have to look at even the news media now when you're talking about the political race that's going on right now. They can present what they want to present and how they want to present it to give you a different mindset or a different set of beliefs with regards to any candidate. And then you think about all the stuff that's happened since March, since the HB2 bill, and then all of the race relations stuff, and then all these killings and so forth. So the media has the power to slant your mindset and your thinking a certain way, whichever way they really want it, unless you're unless you're grounded in Christ and God has given you a clear discernment and understanding to see what's going on. Because it's only with Christ and only with God is that you're going to be able to clearly see what is happening right about now, what is really going down, and how this is really signs of the end times. But it's sad that a lot of us as believers don't even realize what's going on. A lot of believers are just drinking the Kool-Aid and just going along with it. I was having this little short conversation with this dude the other day at the gym, and he starts talking about, how the RNC, how that the convention, the Republican National Convention, how they were basing the whole thing on fear and so forth, and talking and how there's quote unquote white fear of black people, and just really building this spirit of fear among people about what will happen if another Democrat is voted into office. And I let the young man talk for a while and let him do his little spiel and so forth, and I had to stop him after a minute. And I told the young man, I said, you know what? The world is going to do what they want to do. But if you have Jesus, I said, young man, if you have Jesus, you don't have to worry about any of this. Because this is just what's going to happen. And God will give you a sense of peace that you will never, it will just surpass all this understanding of what's going on in this world. And you'll be able to walk right past and right through all of this and realize what it is. I said, but it's just Jesus. Just get Jesus and watch something, and watch your mind just change. So anyway, when I told him that, he was like, wow, I didn't think about that. And then he was like, all right, well, I'll talk to you later. And but yeah, so when it gets down to it, it's like, yes, there's a lot that's been going on. Yes, there's a lot that has been transpiring over the past few months. And we know that the world is being set up for the new world order and all of that kind of stuff. We know that the one economic system is coming. The fact that all your cars have chips in them, you should be weary of that, because you can't use your regular card, and they actually deactivate the cars without the chip. So this RFID chip and all that kind of stuff, all this stuff is coming down to the new world order and new one world system, and how to get people order out of chaos. That is the platform, order out of chaos. So all this chaos is being created, and how they can create order out of all of this chaos. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and we have to pay attention to what's happening, because that one world system, as the Bible already talked about, is coming. And then the man of lawlessness is coming. So just be prepared. But, when you think about all this happening and how they're forcing everyone to try to accept transgenderism as being normal, to accept homosexuality as being normal, forcing the generations that are here and the generations to come into believing that homosexuality is normal. Because you ask a young person nowadays, they're usually like, oh, I don't care, it's no big deal. And you look at some of the YouTube videos that's out there, and you're like, wow. This stuff is crazy, and these kids nowadays don't know what to believe. They're afraid to take a stand. They're afraid to say this is wrong or this is right, and so forth. So because it'll make them appear to be quote unquote bigoted or hateful and all of that stuff. But that's how the media has controlled the mind of people. But anyway, So those were the two things. I got a little bit off track there because I'm just really, quote unquote, surprised, but I'm not surprised because this is the way of the world and this is where we are now. So Nickelodeon is trying to influence your kids towards homosexuality, and the NBA has finally caved in to the transgender agenda and the homosexual agenda. Boy, it's some high-ups homosexuals out there that are running and pulling strings. Y'all better pay attention to what's happening. These gays out here, they ain't playing. This homosexual elite agenda, they are not playing. And they have the money and they have the backing, they have the corporate backing to get whatever they want done. So anyway, if you're on the side of Jesus Christ, you'll be okay. All right, just keep fighting for the Lord. And don't forget that Jesus Christ will always be Lord no matter what's going on. Peace.